great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The weirdest thing smoking on the internet. The Podheads Web Show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4:20 on another Weed Wednesday, and you are in the Cypher with the Podheads.
Yeah.
I'm your Commander-in-Chief, Frank the Tank, and as always, I'm hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
What's up? JB Perez in the Cypher with my best buds. See you over there, bro. We're the Podheads Web Show at Podheads Web Show on all the social media spots. www.thepodheads.com. Just go there. I don't need to say anything else. Go there and we're there. In the Cypher, let's do it again, guys. What's up, C-Money?
I feel like a while since we did this.
It feels that way.
I don't know. Time's like, there are days where time stands still, goes too fast, goes too slow. It's weird. Paradox.
And especially when you don't smoke. I know that you ain't got no green over there, C-Money. So
I feel like I've passed the fiending point now. I don't even think about it now. Yeah.
It's a good turning point in a smoker's life. You know what I mean? You know, it's a point in a smoker's life when they can finally say, you know what, I don't need this today.
Tipping point?
Tipping point, absolutely. Growth, I would say.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And mental strength too. You know what I mean? Weed isn't addicting, but there is a mental addiction to it, and it's just a fight for it. You know, fight against
Absolutely. It. There's many things. There's many forms of addiction. Many things you can get addicted to, and there's nothing sadder than somebody addicted to drugs. I mean, whether it be alcohol, cigarettes, weed, crack, whatever. So, even though we smoke weed every day, I mean, you see it on the side. Addiction isn't healthy. So it's a good thing that C-Money, especially knowing your background, if you watch the show, addiction has been close to you and your family and has affected you. So it's good to see that, you don't carry that trait. It's in my family as well. And I've never understood what it was like to be addicted to something. It's so weird until, and I'll transition that into this diet.
I was just going to say sugar, right? You don't think you were, but now, how do you feel?
The biggest challenge that I've had recently, I was just talking to these guys. If you follow us on Instagram at the Podheads Web Show, I'm at Podhead Frank. I really don't like to share my personal stuff on social media, but I mean, why not? I've been doing this workout thing called Body Beast for about 90 days. It's a 90-day program of just working 6 days a week. So I've been working. I've just finished my 9th week, just started my 10th week of 12. And it's been no joke. It's been tough, but I got to a point where my body got in pretty good shape and I could handle the exercises, that tipping point, right? But I wanted to challenge myself again, and I really wanted to cut down. So I figured the last 4 weeks of this, I would cut sugar and carbs completely out of my diet. I started doing research how MMA fighters lose weight, how they cut weight so fast. I'm like, I don't understand how people can't lose weight. If you're willing to do whatever it takes or willing to go to certain extremes.
That's it, though. It's an extreme. You said these MMA fighters, how they do it. It's really an extreme. I mean, these guys are cutting 20 pounds in a week.
Yeah. And honestly, that's not safe. That's not safe. Yeah.
Exactly. You said you lost 7 pounds.
I lost 7 pounds
and you were like,
in a week. And I wasn't even trying. As you can see, I'm not a very big guy. I've lost about 12 pounds total in the last 10 weeks, 9 weeks or so. But in the last 7 weeks, during the first week of cutting out sugar and carbs, I lost 7 pounds, and to me, it was a noticeable difference. I got some pictures I can show, but it's crazy. But it was tough. Oh my God! The first 3 days were hell. I mean, just feeling tired, dragging ass. Felt like it was just hard to take a step or lift my hand.
Such
really
a
tough.
drastic change to your body. You did it cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
You went one day to another. I'm doing this, and your body was like, "Fuck you, dude! What are you doing?"
And I've always been able to do that, so I didn't really think twice about it. But it was a challenge. Yeah. So no, straight up water, protein, and vegetables. all day, every day.
Yeah, sounds hard. Sounds boring.
Dude, working out 6 days a week too, without that extra energy, is hell. It's hell. Yeah, I'm on my second week of the no carb, no sugar thing, and so far I don't feel terrible. I don't feel as bad as I used to. But black coffee and, believe it or not, pork rinds have become my friend, because pork rinds have 0 carbs.
That sounds anti-diet, right?
Yeah.
Pork rinds, fried pork skin.
You know, it does have a lot of sodium.
They do, but you gotta watch your intake. You know, I literally will count as many as I can have. You know, I will not just destroy. Yeah. So, you know, I'm doing what I can to lose the weight, and like I said, it has made a big difference. But I've got 2 more weeks of this before I start slowly introducing carbs and sugar back into my diet. But we're gonna see. You know, I'll show you guys the results. Tough shit though. It's not for the weak. I'm telling you, it's not for the faint. The munchies, bro.
That's the killer,
Oh
bro.
my
Just
God.
looking into the pantry in the fridge, just like,
You see me?
Yeah.
You're living, dude. I'm in the fridge 3, 4, 5 times. They just staring. It's hopeless.
Have some ice
Like-
chips, bro, and get out of the kitchen, man. Oh, man. But you know what? Let's bring it back to addiction. You're not addicted to food. Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
I think it's time to smoke.
We
what
should do this
always
as we always do.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead, you first, because I've already been dabbing. As you can see, got sponge square dab. What?
Sponge bong square dabs, I think.
Sponge bong, square dabs. You got Eminem in the cipher.
Eminem in the
Smoking
cipher,
the Gandalf
folks.
pipe. Yeah, and already feeling good. You got the pipe right, the green.
Yeah, and you know what? We've been partying before, but I will hit it just for the sake of the show and just to show JB that I'm not wired.
You're not wired. All right, good.
I just started watching The Sopranos for the first time in my life. And 20 years later,
okay.
I've never been a trend guy. I've always been the kind of guy to just not let everybody else, and then if it interests me, I'll get to it. So I'm on the 2nd season of The Sopranos.
Do you know how it ended? Because the ending was a huge phenomena about it. So, okay.
I know that Tony walks into a room and nobody knows what happens.
Okay,
like, maybe he died. Maybe
I'll leave it at
yeah.
that. Sure, right,
But
exactly.
I have no idea what led up to that. And
Interesting.
spoiler alert, by the way, if you fucking got frozen in 2003 or something.
It was a while ago.
But yeah.
A long time ago. I remember my parents watching that. I was in high school. I wasn't even allowed to watch it. I was 14. But next to Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro and all those guys, James Gandolfini definitely hit it on the head playing a monster. That guy was phenomenal. He's from Jersey, too.
Looks like a soprano.
The most unrealistic part of that show, though, is him going to a therapist. You would never, ever, ever be able to talk to your therapist like that.
He talks about that.
Yeah, you can't. He would have been killed. You can't do that. That show's crazy, though. It gives you a little insight as to how. I mean, imagine having the power to go into some store. You didn't pay me. You beat the fuck out of him, and then you could just walk away. Nothing. No cops. No.
It was a different
Forget
time
about
back
it.
in the day.
Forget about it.
I wish.
Anyway, so yeah, it's I'm not gonna tell you anything you don't know. It's a good show. I like it. It's interesting.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on. There's no proper way to segue into this, so we're just gonna tell you. If you just seen us, or if you missed the last episode, we've kind of got a new format, right? JB and myself are in the cipher. C Money is on Zoom with us right now. But we are not doing the breaks, right? We are kind of sending the podcast to the radio stations. By the way, shout out to the radio stations, WJHM, 102jams.com, Steel Waves Radio, all of our people out there in Pittsburgh in the Steel City, and Rock 100 DIZ. So if you're listening on the radio, we appreciate this. Catch us after the fact. And look at the podheads.com for more information, more content, right? We're on the WeedTube and YouTube as well.
Shout out.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it's appropriate with all this music, right? 2020, if there's anything that we've got plenty of in 2020 other than hell, is music. And we talked on the last episode about new things dropping and new things to come. And it just made me think, you guys know me. I've talked to you guys in the past a lot about music, right? And like really knowing the roots. A lot of my friends call me like a human jukebox because I have an eclectic ear. I listen to everything from country to.
You're listening to 1950s in the car. I was like, what are you
I
doing?
love satellite radio.
Like fucking like do 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 do
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the guy with the hat and shit. Yeah, they're racist motherfuckers back then.
Shit. Yeah, so I always, because I like to listen to a lot of old music, like JB said, 50s, 60s, and so forth and so on, I tend to hear a lot of the inspiration that new music has gotten from those, right? I'll hear a single today, and everybody's tripping over it. I'm like, get out of here. Oh, yeah. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, that's a true
This is a
point.
song from the 70s. These guys sung this song. That's, there's that and the third. And so you guys always hear me saying these kind of things. And so I thought that we should go over some. I thought we'd have some fun, right?
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the most sampled songs in history. And then talk about how some of those samples led to some big songs that you may know of.
That's
so we're
true.
going to listen to some of those songs too. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
I like it. Because there's literally thousands. Like I can already think of a few that are, they sample old music. And I was wondering, how did they get that? Did they add? Did they call? Did that? Did they steal it? Did they pirate it? Did they pay for it? Like who knows?
You better pay for it, or you
pay
end up like
for it.
Vanilla Ice.
Yep, still paying for
Yeah.
it. I owe every time that song plays.
Exactly. Shit.
Anyways, okay, so yeah, let's do it. I want to see the first one. I can already think of, before we get started, it's just like not recently, but Rihanna did a song back in the, maybe a few years ago, and it was sampling Michael Jackson, and I didn't know that. Like the it was some noise. Like I can't even. It wasn't
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Michael Jackson was singing. It's not even that. But when I heard it with Rihanna, I was like, oh shit, that's hot. And someone was like, nah, son, that was the king of pop 25, 35 years ago. Get it straight. So it's to your point.
They've all done it, man. Jay-Z's done it with that Diamond song. Yeah, Diamonds Are Forever. That shit.
Everything. I mean, even Eminem, Eminem, he's done it. He has sampled.
Speaking of Eminem, I wanted to get your reaction before we get into all this. Megan Thee Stallion just beat out Eminem, along with Drake and a lot of other big names, and Travis Scott, and for VMA, for the Video Music Awards, Best Hip Hop Music Video.
Okay.
Reactions, Simone?
I mean, Godzilla was a weird video. Like, it was cool. It had Mike Tyson and shit in it, but whatever. I mean, you get a hot chick to show her WAP and her tits. That's a wrap. It wins.
It's kind of low-hanging fruit. No pun intended.
The song, Megan Thee Stallion song, I think had Beyonce in it. Okay, the Savage, I think it was the
Savage.
song,
It was
right?
Savage, yeah.
So to your point, Simone, Video Music Award. I saw a lot of hate on Twitter. It's like, the hell, somebody beat Eminem in a hip hop award, but it was a Video Music Award, and I'm right there with you, Simone. Godzilla was good, better than most, but it wasn't anything visually, jaw-dropping, right?
Yeah.
It's surprising.
On the other hand, you show a little WAP, a little bit of ass, a little bit of Beyonce, a little bit of color, because it's a good video. It's produced
But even
very
if
well.
you told me that 6ix9ine's new video had more streams than Eminem's did, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just
it might even be it's a more colorful video. If you like colors.
It's unfortunate, but that's where the world is. These kids don't give a shit about lyrics. They don't.
Okay, so there you go. That's the future. I think that's the future. It's like it's
Club
now.
banger.
Gimme. It's like what's right here in front of me. Like I want the colors. You know what I mean? I want the WAP right here. The lyrics are kind of getting drowned out a little bit.
Which was
Except for
weird
us,
because
we love it.
you would think that although, we grew up with, again, the Jay-Z's and the Eminems and all those guys, and they rapped about real shit, tough times, trying to grind. Like, that hasn't changed. You still have to do that to succeed in life, but apparently these rappers
They don't rap about that, huh?
Yeah, I don't get it. So
people are definitely not showing paying homage to the originals. They're not the originals. They're not living up to the name. So it is what it is.
Show a little respect.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Podheads Web Show. We'll be right back.